Hello and welcome to the second part of the spray painting adventure. Last time we spray painted the jet ski and got it all looking fresh. So today I'm going to show you the key to getting a nice, smooth, high gloss finish on your spray paint job. So you're going to want to make sure you put at least 4 to 5 coats of clear coat spray paint. You want to make sure it's a crystal clear coat and it's a gloss. And then after you get that sprayed on, you're gonna be like, Brandon, it's still not glossy. I'm gonna show you what step you're gonna need to do next to really get that thing to shine. Now, you're gonna need some 2000 grit sandpaper. This is a wet sandpaper. It's designed to use wet, so you can get this at the automotive section. So you're gonna want 2000 grit wet sandpaper, and then also you're gonna need a spray bottle and then also a rag. So next I'm gonna show you what you need to do to get that crystal clear gloss look. So as you can see here, we got a really shiny look, and you can see my hand and it looks pretty good. So this is what I've already wet sanded, and then also you're gonna need a buffing compound. And then this is what your clear coat looks like right now. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're just gonna spray it, and then you're gonna wanna get the whole thing wet. You're just gonna wanna drench it. So it's a good idea to do this in an area where you don't care that it's getting wet. So if you can feel this, it's got a little bit of roughness to it, and you can see the water's beating off of it. So that shows us that it's not quite ready. So what you're gonna wanna do with your 2000 grit sandpaper is make sure it's nice and wet, and then you're just gonna slowly sand over everything. And then whenever you're sanding over this, you're gonna wanna just keep going. You'll feel the sandpaper kind of drag. The key is to get the orange peel look off the clear coat. So you just wanna keep spraying it, and then you're just gonna wanna work one small section at a time. And you're gonna wanna spend a little bit of time on this depending on how shiny you want it. So as you can see, the water will start to give you an indication of what it's gonna look like whenever we apply the buffing compound to really finish this look off. So I'm gonna sand this for a little bit, and then I'll show you what to look for after it's sanded to let you know if it's ready or not. Now the other key to remember when you're wet sanding is you're gonna wanna use light circle motions, and then you're gonna wanna take your time. And also on the edges, you're gonna wanna sand a lot lighter. So that way, once you sand lighter, you're careful not to take off all the clear coat, because you just want to lightly sand the clear coat, so that way it gives you a nice smooth finish. And afterwards you're going to take your rag and then just wipe it off. So this is the look we're going for, and then after you wet sand it, as you can slightly see on the camera, I'm hoping this picks up, as you can see all the shiny little spots that are left. So your goal is, when you're wet sanding, is to smooth out all these shiny spots and sand them down as much as you can without going through the clear coat. So once all these little bumps are gone, that's when you're gonna know you're nice and done and ready. Now I went ahead and sanded it another coat, and as you can see right here, we don't see any little shiny spots. We got that little guy, but I'm not worried about that little guy. And then that's the look that you're going for, is you want no little shiny dots. And as you can see right here, that's a spot that's gonna need more sanding. So you're just gonna wanna lightly keep going over this until you have as much of those little pit marks gone. And then this is what really makes it shine once we put the buffing polish on it. So as you can see here, I only have a couple little shiny spots, and these are divots, so I didn't want to sand them out the whole way or else they would give me issues. So I got most of the pitting gone. If a little bit's left, it's fine. Well, once you shine it up, they'll still pretty much disappear, but as you can see, I got rid of all that pitting, so this will give us a nice glossy finish. And then next, I'm gonna show you how to buff this out. Now, the polish I'm gonna be using today is a Meguiar's Mirror Glaze. This polish is a 205 cut, and it's an ultra fine finishing polish, and I find this polish is really good for spray paint clear coat because it doesn't cut too deep. The lower the number is, the more this cuts in to give you that shine, but I find this works out pretty great. So I also find it's helpful to have 2 color-coded rags, so that way you don't get them mixed up. I'm using the green one for my applicator rag. This is the one I'm gonna apply the polish with. And then this one is a clean rag, and this is what I take off all the extra resin with, is the clean rag. So next I'm going to show you how to put this stuff to work. So normally you just squirt this stuff on a rag, but since I'm holding the camera, I'm just going to apply a big heavy coat. And then once I have a coat on there, I'm going to take my green rag, and then I'm just going to work this around in circles. And it's the same step as sanding, except this time this will bring out the polish that you did all that work to get. So what you're going to want to do is work a small section at a time, and then you can use a machine polisher, or you can just do it by hand. And then what this does is it pretty much micro sands the finish, and it will give you that mirror look that you're looking for whenever you're using gloss finish. And then on the edges you're going to work pretty hard. So what this does is it heats up the clear coat, and then once you apply light pressure, or you can go really heavy depending on how many coats you want to do, this is what gives you that ultra super shine. So you're just going to want to work each section for about a minute or two until the clear coat, the polish becomes dry. And then you're also going to want to avoid doing this in direct sunlight. It may give you issues. So as you can see, we're already starting to bring out that polish, and you're probably going to want to do this about 4 to 6 times per panel until you get the shine that you're looking for. As you can see, it looks a lot better than the clear coat. Here I am with the camera, so I'll show you after each coat what it looks like. So after all the polish is dry and you've worked it as much as you could, you're going to go over with that dry rag and then get off any of the residue, so that way you can apply more to repeat the process, and this will make sure that you have new residue on the whole surface, so that way it keeps cutting in. As you can see, we're getting shinier and shinier. After you're all done, this is our 6th coat, so I just got the dry rag, and then with the dry rag I'm polishing it again with nothing on it. So this is a dry polish with the microfiber, and this will give you that glossy look you're going for. As you can see, we can see trees now, we can see the sky. Wow, this turned out amazing for spray paint. You'd almost think it was professionally done, but with a couple tips, you can get professional results in no time. So I was able to transform this jet ski for under $100. Easy. That includes the buffing, that includes the rags, that includes all the paint, all the clear coat. Everything's done with just spray paint and a little bit of sanding. And now, we got that super glossy finish. Look, that definition. Now, all we have to do is add some flair. No jet ski is complete without some stickers and some stuff to make it look like it's going fast. Because it's a jet ski, so you might as well have fun with it. So I went to the local automotive store and I got a bunch of stickers and some flair. So we're really gonna put this jet ski out now that it's all super shiny. And then we'll call this project completed. Man, for a 1987, this thing looks sweet.